Welcome to another episode of The Intellectuals. I am your sub-host this week.
What the hell are you talking about? You're always part of the show.
Yeah, I know, but I don't usually do this part. Our good friend Poseidon, who we love, is away on assignment, working on his passion project. This week...
he's banging hookers in Cuba.
Is he? Yeah, well, he's...
it's a good place for hookers.
It's his passion project.
Exactly. So with us this week is our good friend Patrick Akeem.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me today.
My God.
Patrick Akeem, originally from Montreal, now in Toronto.
Yep, based in Toronto.
Originally from this very neighborhood.
Stand-up comedian, handsome, husky male.
Wrestling enthusiast.
Wrestling enthusiastic,
Comic
expert.
book enthusiast.
Comic book enthusiast.
Patrick and I, full discretion, have
You
known...
mean full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Discretion.
And discretion.
It's late. Have known each other longer than we haven't.
Yeah.
I've known Patrick since... Jeez.
So since I was 6, I'm turning 44 this year. So that is basically...
That's
whatever
a lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's...
It's almost 40 years, 38 years.
It's too long to know you, Guido.
38.
That's way too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I knew Guido since he was a little boy.
Patrick and I were also altar boys together.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And I was the bad altar boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Father David, the very, very, where was he? He was African,
He was from Uganda.
Uganda,
Did
Which is
either of you
African.
get
like
molested?
Kamala. And
Yeah.
he would get mad at us giggling during the mass.
Because he called my mother once, and he's like, the boys were giggling during the mass.
giggling.
And we're laughing, and so
Yes.
basically when you're an altar boy,
Coke bottle glasses.
the thing that you want as an altar boy is you want to be the guy that rings the bells.
Yeah,
that's all you want. As a little kid, you're like, I want to ring the bells
That's the most
underneath
important
the
part,
altar.
because
You're like,
this is when he's holding
Yeah.
up the Eucharist.
and he goes, I'll give it up to God, and you ring the. You're like, I'm doing so much importance for this mass.
By the way, this is the same around the world. For any Catholic mass, it's always the same.
It's the bells, right?
It's always the
a
same.
lot of other kids just hope they don't get molested.
Correct. We didn't, to be honest.
We did not.
We
The
actually,
priests at Transfiguration of our Lord
were great.
Fantastic. Zero molesting.
Father O'Rourke was wonderful.
Yeah.
And we had
firm handshake.
advertising.
And once I showed up weirdly at 7 a.m. for a mass that I thought, and he had me at his house, made breakfast, let me watch Silverhawks, great 1980s cartoon. No molesting. Zero molesting.
Yeah.
All
That
right,
was,
this is good. This is great advertising.
Yeah, for the Catholic Church. Jesus.
Swedes, you hurt your foot last week, and you want to come clean.
Okay. So I'm gonna. I didn't tell you this. So I'm coming clean on this. So on 2 drink minimum, you mentioned that a friend of yours got into an altercation with a crackhead.
Yes.
And
this is you.
And this is you.
You're the crackhead. My friend got into altercation with you.
So Franco Tadeo, your great
Oh, yeah.
colleague, had me just do a spot in Laval, just jump on and
Recently?
3 weeks ago, and at a place called Laval des Rear, from the rear. Anyway,
Yeah. Is it a Laval comedy club?
on near Champions.
That's amazing. The Laval
Laurent
has a
Sid.
French comedy club
Laval
now?
does not have a comedy club.
No, it's just called Laval des Rear, and they whatever. Anyway,
think they
the
do
point-
like a mini festival or something.
That's a whole
okay.
other thing.
Yeah,
Is that
I'm just
the French
curious.
comedy scene here, by the way, is like the '80s Catch a Rising Star New York.
The
It's,
French comedy scene has been like that since I moved 10 years ago to
huge.
Toronto. It's always been huge.
So I do this. I do a spot. It was all right. I they laughed, whatever. So I didn't even expect money. Franco gives me money, and the owner gives me money. So now I walk away, and I'm like, oh shit, perfect. And as I'm saying bye, so I never put my money in my blazer pocket.
Right.
But I was out the door, and then I'm like, okay, I know I have. I don't want to bounce a check. Let me go deposit right now.
Right.
Outside Laurentian at Normandy, crackhead. I get out of the car and I walk to the ATM.
Right.
Hey, you have sir? Give me sir. Oh, you nice car. Man. Within 3 seconds, and I've given. She's
Man,
always
this is a bike.
Dollarama. Cool
So
Star.
this is
I-
this is a lady crackhead.
Yes, this is a middle-aged. I don't know.
She's just like
dark-skinned, black hair lady.
perfect.
Bad teeth, not from crack, from genetics.
Okay.
Well, you don't know that. It could
You don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been crack.
And I've given her change before, but
So we should establish this is a known crackhead.
I know.
Yeah.
And
And somebody that you've already given charity to before.
She doesn't know that she knows me.
Of course
But
not.
she's a
She's a crackhead.
I said, no, I don't have, I don't know how. And she is now blocking my entrance and literally comes to put her hands on me like, oh, you smell good. And I'm like, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah.
But in that second, she won with the luck that she put her hand right in the pocket with $300 in it.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
So now I see she's clenching onto $300 of mine.
Right.
I've been a little low on funds lately. That's very important money to me.
Of course, $300 is a lot of money,
Even
bro.
if I have 1,000, 10,000.
Yeah,
$500
$300 is a
$300
fucking lot of money,
It's still
bro.
money. I don't
And
know.
you worked for it.
Yeah.
It's not like you
And,
stole it.
give me back the money. You have my money. But anyway, within seconds, it's like I pulled her down to the ground, and I'm De Niro Goodfellas.
Kick her in the head.
I'm literally doing that, and I'm Chris Nyland uppercutting to her head.
I don't understand why. Okay.
She went.
Wait.
And instead of, because I was so mad, I didn't step on her hand to get the money
Just
out.
went for
Because
the
I'm saying,
head
where's
instead
the
of the
money?
hand.
Where's the money? I'm screaming, where's the money? She's like, it's over there. It's over there.
She was lying.
And I'm trying to take her backpack off so I could keep the fucking backpack. You know, whatever. This happened in 3 seconds.
Wait.
But now a couple sees me saying, beating her up. Literally.
And you're asking where's your money, so now
And
they
now
think
I look like I'm a pimp.
you're a pimp. Yeah, exactly.
And these guys were clearly woke. so they
I
wanted.
I can't blame them for looking out for her, right? You
Right.
would probably do the same if you saw it. So would I.
Yeah.
But they just didn't know my situation.
But wait, so I just want to
So
know.
now, while they're saying, "Hey, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais?"
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
She stands up, and by the way, she shows me 2 pipes and says, "Come and smoke with me."
Right.
She literally wanted me to, and she was like, "Flirty, you smell
This was
good,
right
whatever."
before she robbed you.
Right before she robbed me.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Come
The
and
old
I'm like, no, I don't want to smoke
sexy
with you.
rob.
I
The
gave you-
swindle.
Yeah.
It was okay. Now I'm trying to, and so while I'm trying to explain to them that she took my money, she runs off to buy drugs.
Crackhead
Yeah.
magic.
And now they leave. Now I'm still in the on the street outside.
And now she's
in front of
got
my
your
car.
300 and
I'm
she's
not-
gone.
I'm not on the side. I'm literally, and I stay there, not moving from there because I'm just speechless and shocked at what just happened.
Also,
Right.
how do you explain this to your friends and family? You were robbed by a crackhead.
They still don't believe me. And so I'm like, okay, I'll wait.
For the cops.
So now,
Now he's
one
got to tell the
cop
cops, yeah, I kicked the
cop comes
crackhead in the
in.
head.
I see the cop come in, turn on James Morris slowly, looking at me, make the U-turn,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And I'm like, and as soon as they show up, now 3 cars. Of
course.
I literally do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know she took my money. I was just mad. I'm not. And the cop was like, and he's like, be honest. You were trying to have a little fun. You were gonna get laid tonight. I'm like, no, I
No
wouldn't
way.
fuck. I literally said to him, officer, I wouldn't fuck her with your dick.
Yeah.
And I explained to them, and they had mercy on me, and they let me go. But I at the end, I literally was like, okay, but nobody wants to report. Anybody want to go? Like, you probably know her. Anybody gonna go get my money?
Yeah.
Get close to the mic, Guido.
Oh, sorry. So it's like, anybody want to? Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So
So you didn't arrest me, but she won.
but I have a couple of questions here for you.
And I was very sorry for I don't want to do that, but I was enraged.
Can I ask you
Yes.
the questions I have?
Yeah.
So you went from her having the money in your hand, and the next move you attacked her. Because it went from you being like, "Give me my money," and then
I discover money's in her hand.
and then you
And
attacked her
she's going like this to not
to not give it to you.
give it to
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, what? No, not happening. On the floor. Give it to me. I'm trying to do like the give me the like knee on the, but I just Toro.
you should have held her down on the floor, and you should have just called the cops on the phone and like held her until they came to like
Should have,
assist
could
you.
have, would have.
Yeah.
I should have deposited.
You
it
should have
the
told
next
that
day.
couple
Well, you
to mind
kicked
their
her-
goddamn
gone
business.
home.
Bro, you kicked her like De Niro.
I kicked her like De Niro, and I'm not happy about it. But that's how
whatever.
mad I was.
I'm happy.
So now,
about it.
yeah, I saw her. She's fine.
You
Oh, you
saw
seen her
again?
after?
I saw her yesterday.
Did you tell her?
She said, "Oh, nice car," while I was walking to the car.
And you weren't like, you have my $300 because she obviously spent it.
I'm like,
Do you want me to try to get it from her?
no.
I mean, it's not there no more,
No.
bro. She
Maybe-
spent
yeah,
it.
but maybe if I could get a couple of hits in.
It's over. you want to, yeah, you know. But yeah, so that's the.
That's
Guido beats up
Guido
crack.
beats up crackhead story.
I'm not happy about it, but it's not nice. Don't steal money.
No.
And try not to hit crackheads. They have a problem. Just maybe step on their hand and take the money out.
You should
You should have kicked her in the stomach.
I did.
It didn't work, really. That's
Kicked her in the
crackhead
stomach
strength.
a couple of times, and I hit her.
I'm surprised that the face hitting didn't get her to let go.
It was.
She
I don't know.
She
It wasn't-
wanted that money.
It
Yeah,
was.
she
It was.
really
It was
needed that.
also. She
That's like,
didn't
bro,
look-
$300
Hey,
of
she-
crack is a lot.
Yesterday,
Must be a lot of
she
crack,
looked
yeah.
normal. She didn't look. There was not a mark on her. It's not like I'm a fucking hard. I don't think I've ever punched anybody in my life. So
Right.
I probably didn't even punch her hard. I can't in the forehead, like flat, like just I was fucking stage combat. I was just
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
that like idea. Come on.
You're trying to show the other crackheads what you could do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so that was
That does suck that it's like Guido 0, crackhead 1. That
Yeah,
is weird.
Like she beat you in two times. No marks
Yeah, but she
on her,
also-
and she took the money.
she needs to put, and she also did it to an old man.
How do you know?
I know.
What did she do to the old man?
Say she swindled him.
Oh,
She offered sexual favors.
Nello told me. I found out.
yeah. What did Nello tell you?
He knows the guy that she went to.
So basically, she did the same thing where she
Yeah.
goes, puts her hands, and
That's
she
the
grabs
thing,
stuff out of
So,
your pockets.
it's not her winning.
Can I just say something? You
It's
guys
her.
gotta stop letting people put their hands on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Lay your hands on me.
The second a crackhead goes anywhere near, they're about to touch us.
You know
we
what it
smack their
is?
hands off.
Is Guido also has inviting energy.
He does, yeah.
On the other hand, people don't approach me like that because I have very like fuck off energy.
Yeah.
You put out a force field.
As soon as crackheads enter
Yeah,
the
you're
field,
right.
I don't even fucking.
You're right.
I don't even engage. I'm like, bro, fuck off. Like I have very like.
yeah,
That's the problem. You talk to them. Guido wants to charm the world. So you charm everybody.
validation.
No, it's true. Guido will invite it. You'll have like a little conversación with the girl lady, and then you get fucking frisk and this fuck. You have
You
to
know
have.
where that comes from?
Where?
And you probably have had done more of this in Toronto, in big cities. New York
Yeah.
is you talk to everybody all day long. You could go from speaking to a homeless person to a billionaire in 10 minutes.
See,
Toronto, you still avoid people. You go poop, 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 poop.
Bro,
in
I gotta
Toronto.
be honest with you. I am not friendly. Like I'm more of like, look, you're my friend. I know Pantelis, we're friends. I'll have a conversation with you. But I do not care to socialize or to get to know people, especially in my mid 40s now.
Man,
Well, it's-
especially
it's
crackheads.
funny
Yeah,
that
especially
I-
crackheads, bro. Like, why do I want to fucking talk to a
should know
crackhead?
this. It's true.
Yeah, I can't handle those problems.
Yeah, I
That's
got my own
because if
problem,
you
yeah.
become friends with a crackhead or like acquaintance, you see them, you have to deal with crackhead problems.
Yeah,
like
right.
somebody coming in being like, "I lost my shoe."
So
Can
you
have a
like
spatula?"
Guido's the type of
I
guy,
can't deal
he
with
likes
that.
to get to know his neighbors.
Yeah,
I'm the
Won't
type
you
of
be-
guy, this is what I want to know. My neighbors, the head nod is the most thing I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I go like this, or what's up, bro? And I keep walking.
Yeah,
They don't know my name.
You
They
know
don't know
what,
who I am. They don't know what I do. I don't engage
I'm
in
with
any of
Patrick.
it.
Well, we got this going as well. Patrick, growing up, lost his dog overnight,
That's
and he's
terrible.
still not sure if maybe the neighbors had something to do with it.
okay. I don't want to know that. That's,
Well, I don't think they had
gruesome.
anything to do with it.
That's what I heard when I was.
Who told
I don't
you
know,
that?
12. What was your name? Your dog's name before?
It was Copper, but we weren't
Copper.
12. We were 23.
Weed.
Yeah. No, he had like you know when you're
Then why?
Is it your white blood cells eat your red blood cells? He had anemia? Is that
Okay, am I dreaming this, or did someone tell me perhaps the neighbors put something in his food because they?
I've never told you that. We've never thought that. The vet report is maybe another friend, Patrick, or another.
Effect.
No.
Mandela effect.
My whole life. So what happened is
That makes me sad, bro. Fucking neighbors
No.
killing dog.
The white
Did you
blood
kill his dog?
No, I would never. You still have your business.
yes,
And that's a very successful business.
What a weird segue.
It's a very weird
because
segue.
he okay, you're
Listen,
right.
bro,
He's an
did
animal
somebody-
lover.
Did
Fuck all
somebody,
you.
did somebody try to kill your dog? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know
How's
why
your
you.
business?
I don't even know why you started
It's
talking
how
about
my
this
stupid
dog.
brain works.
I don't even. We're talking. First of all, we're talking about how you're a doormat for people, and then you talk about my dog, and you're like, I heard somebody poison
How about
them. No one poisoned them.
Okay, how about this one? Patrick and I also worked in video store long time.
Video Max with 2 X's, and yes, the whole top floor full of pornography.
Okay, that's my dream. But
Only
I can't
thing
do it now is to work
me,
at a video
Patrick,
store.
and Quentin Tarantino have in common.
Yeah. Also, I used to have to make memberships. I used to take the book out like this and go plop on the table. It's like a Bible. And then I, like an idiot, I'd write your name, your address, take your license, and then I'd go make your card, bro. And I would laminate your card and give it to you. One day, this old man, I'll never forget, his name was Mr. Peacock.
What a name.
He comes in, he goes, I'd like to make a membership. And I'm like, fucking all right, sir. I take his membership. I give him his membership. First thing he does, he goes upstairs. And I'm like, this guy's going to get some pornography. I respect it. He comes back down and he hands me the tape, and he picked Black Brigade. Black Brigade.
He's a police guy.
Bro, he's a police guy. But Black Brigade was one of the gayest porns we had in the store.
It was just black
firemen.
black firemen like this on the cover.
And he
I
was
like,
a little cute old man.
he was a little cute old man, but I always laughed. I was like, his name is Mr. Peacock.
Do you wanna laugh? Recently, I don't know when, I told this story on this show.
The Black Brigade story?
Yeah.
That's
I
amazing.
don't remember the Black Brigade story.
Well, why would you? But I remember telling it to Poseidon that I worked in a video store and you mentioned that I forgot Peacock, but I remember the old man.
I'll never
mentioning
forget that
Black
because
Brigade.
the Black Brigade, it was like these huge black guys on the cover.
It was a type of video store, not where you bring the
sticker.
box. You bring the sticker with the Velcro.
No, so you worked at the one.
Oh no, you're right. It was the
is
tape.
the
It was
box,
blue
the blue tape box
Yeah.
in back.
which I still have some of.
I had a porno collection from them that I stole. I had like 140 tapes at one point.
That was.
I used to love video, so I always wanted to work in one. I
never
never got
did?
the chance. No, I never got the chance. But I have a funny story about Super Club Videotron on Wilderton and Van Horn. They had a little porn section that you'd go in and have those like cowboy doors.
Yeah.
And you'd go in.
Oh, yeah.
and I was too young. I can't even go in there. There was a guy in front of me who had rented a lot. I don't know if you guys had a limit on tapes or if it was just on pornos. I was young. I don't know if the limit was just on pornos or on tapes in general. But what I remember is he was in front of me at the cash, and I couldn't stop laughing because he goes to rent the tapes, and they told him like they put some aside, and they go, no, the maximum is this amount. And he started arguing. I can't remember what the title was, but essentially he argued the chronology of the movies. He goes, so how am I going to watch Coxless 5? I can't, before I watch Coxless 2. And
His argument was content.
And you don't know if people are listening to you, but it was so obvious that I could hear what he was saying because I broke out. You know the uncontrollable laugh when you're like this? And, you go, and I was like, I started laughing because I couldn't believe the argument of, what do you think? How am I going to watch, Coxless 4 if I don't watch Coxless 3? And I was losing I go, this is the most insane conversation I've ever heard in my life.
Because he was straight-faced.
He argued to the point where he negotiated on what tapes he's going to keep or whatever, and the cashier was like having to tell a guy, sir, you got to choose which cocksluts you want to go home with tonight.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And he's like, the things I do for minimum wage.
You could
It's
picture.
like,
It's
bro,
the Simpsons guy.
No one's telling you to put cocksluts 2 and 3 back and keep 1 and 5. If you want to go 1, 2, 3, just you have a limit of like 4 or 5 tapes you can rent. That's it.
Okay, I remember the French guy at the dépanneur chez Jean going, "Hey boy," because we were looking at the Playboy.
Yeah, because
magazines. We've done that.
So basically, like in Montreal, like for the longest time, I don't know how it is here, but like when you were like 12 years old or 11, you could buy a case of beer,
Yeah.
Cigarettes for your mom.
and porno mags, and no one would tell you anything. And like some people would be like, "Oh, c'est pour mon père," but there's some guys that just didn't care. They didn't care. And I remember once, me and Guido,
And they had a deep
we asked
fryer.
the
You could
guy-
buy French fries in the place too.
yeah, we asked the guy if like, can we buy a magazine, like a porno mag? And then Guido and I took maybe 40 minutes because we wanted to pick the right magazine that we were gonna buy. And the guy is like a French Canadian guy. He goes like this. He goes, "Hey boys," he goes, "Come on, vite, mon gars." Like he wanted us to just buy
Get outta
whatever.
here, Yeah, and the type of dep where the
Yeah, it's not
guy's
a library.
smoking. Oh shit! What else did we see? We saw the greatest Rodney Dangerfield lookalike once at the Olympic Stadium. I said, "Look, the guy looks like Rodney Dangerfield," and he turned his head and his eyes popped out.
I don't remember that. Where was
Exactly.
that? Was that a U2 concert?
I don't remember. Yeah, there was that. We went front row at the U2 concert.
It wasn't front row. It was front row of the lemon that came out.
Yeah, okay. And what about walking to rent a video game at Multi Video before the houses were constructed in the neighborhood? So we walked in
So,
mud.
a little backstory: Multi-Video was a video store in Montreal on Henri Bourassa, and what's your street?
Bois de Boulogne.
Bois de Boulogne. And I live like closer to Larroquette and Sauve,
It's-
so
it's-
Montrealers, if you know where you're at, that's where you're at.
Upstairs a Couche-Tard.
So when we moved in, it was just like smaller buildings, and they were still constructing a lot.
Yeah.
And
We remember Marché Central when it was just dirt.
yeah. I remember when it was Nuns Land.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know if you guys can tell by looking at Guido and I in the camera, but we weren't very athletic as kids, children. A lot of potato chips, a lot of TV watching, a lot of like
cartoons, wrestling.
wrestling, drawing maybe, but none of that.
Chewy Chips Ahoy's.
So we were walking in the mud, and because we're so weak, we literally got stuck in the mud.
We wanted to take a shortcut. Say he's cutting ahead. Because we're lazy, we didn't want to walk around, so we decided to cut through. We'll make it, but we didn't realize it ran. It rained an hour before, so literally we could not move.
You
We
guys
are
got stuck inside.
We're now 8, 10. I don't know. We're stuck in mud. Can't. It's the type of where you try to take out your foot, your shoe stays, and your sock, and now you're
Like,
barefoot.
but we couldn't
and you're
take it- yeah.
Falling now, mud all over ourselves. We're destroyed.
No, but we were stuck because I
And
wouldn't
we're-
take off my shoes. You wouldn't take off your shoes
We
either.
screamed. We were screaming, help.
Help.
We literally needed help. And who came to help us?
A naked Latino guy.
What?
Yeah. So this guy comes on the balcony and he's naked.
He hears the
but
shrieking.
It's like a perfect PG movie because the bars on his balcony are covering his dick, and he
He's
goes,
banging his girlfriend.
he
And
goes,
he hears
"Hey,
screaming.
what's wrong with you kids?" Like, and he has like a pure Latino accent.
It
And
was
we're
like Manolo from fucking Scarface.
we're not phased by any of this.
We
We're
just
like,
want help.
We're like, we're stuck, sir. We're stuck. We're stuck in the mud. The guy literally came and lifted our feet
And he
out of
was
the
remember
mud.
saying, fucking sheep, man.
Yeah.
Fucking sheep.
Because
man."
his shoes are getting all dirty. Yeah,
his fucking Peruvian loafers.
And then what upset me the most out of that is we didn't even go to
No.
multi-video
How
and
mad
rent.
was your mother at us
And
when we
and
came home?
You know what we were gonna rent? I still remember to this day.
What game?
We're gonna rent Renegade on 8-bit Nintendo, which was
Wow.
ported from the video game.
It was another Contra type game.
No, it's like you fight a bunch of guys. It's like a double dragon.
It's like a Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Like
That
a
would've
final
been fun.
fight.
yeah.
Was it good?
I don't know. We never played
So
it.
basically, it's hard because I bought it in the retro arcade at the PS store, and I tried playing it.
It's too hard.
And I'm like, bro, this is hard. This is like, it was a quarter eater back in the day. I can't even pass the first stage. It's like, I'm like, all right, back to Elden Ring.
Yeah, dude. There's some games, dude, that I play them now. Like, how the fuck did I ever play this game?
It's hard. Yeah.
You witnessed my stopping video game excitement
You stopped at 2 buttons.
because of my
After 8-bit Nintendo, Guido was out.
I
He
could
was
not
in
coordinate-
Centennial Academy.
No, it wasn't.
He was
no,
like smoking cigarettes
my-
at lunch. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
No, it was I could not coordinate. If I ever went to the arcade, I would like the driving game because I could not coordinate my fingers like you guys. Once you started at the only one I did was when I played GoldenEye for a year.
64.
In New York. Someone gave me a 64.
GoldenEye was a
Well, yeah, it was
fantastic
great.
game.
Yeah. But what other things have we witnessed? We watched The double Dave Hebner referees moment live with Hulk Hogan.
So we watched that.
Saturday night's main event.
So for those
We've
of you,
seen a lot of WrestleManias in cafes with a giant satellite dish. on the
cafes
roof.
that we shouldn't have been at.
Shouldn't have been at.
Yeah, they're not really cafes. They're bars. They're
Yeah,
selling
yeah,
alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've
There used to be
done that.
one on Lackey and Sylvia called Chez Rosie that
Yeah.
they used to let us go to, and it's
a
like,
sushi restaurant now.
yeah.
Well, what else we've done? We predicted Remington Steele was going to become James Bond.
Yeah,
when we were kids.
Also, as a kid, I told you that Picard should be Xavier.
Oh,
and,
you did.
He called Picard Xavier.
I also
years
wanted
before.
Schwarzenegger to be Colossus, but that
never
I mean,
materialized.
he was too old.
He was
by
too
the
old,
time.
but that would have worked.
That would have worked big time, bro.
You said Michael J. Fox would have been a good Peter Parker.
Michael J. Fox in the '80s would have been a
Was it-
fantastic Spider-Man.
People don't
Yeah.
realize how big he was. That
He's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he was huge all the way until his Parkinson's because he was doing that show where he was the mayor's
Spin
assistant.
City.
Spin City. It was
Still
a big
funny,
show.
still funny.
And then Charlie Sheen replaced him.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how
Charlie
good
Sheen, he's
his
got his shit together.
other
apparently.
movies were.
What?
Michael J. Fox other movies were also
Like The
great.
Secret of My Success?
Yeah, when he's in the elevator.
I
doing-
think my mom took us to see The Secret of My
See that?
Success.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Le Faubourg. So wait a second. Charlie Sheen replaced because of
Michael J. Fox on Spin City when he
City.
had Parkinson's, and he was the new deputy mayor.
Interesting.
Speaking of which, this week's top 5.5.
This week's top 5.5 replacements.
I don't usually do this. Usually Poseidon's job.
I know, you got to read them now. I'm
right.
just a guest.
Yeah,
So
he points him and I read him.
So these are replacements on shows
Right.
that we grew up watching.
And this is homage to Poseidon because I'm replacing him.
Exactly.
So even though you're not here, Poseidon, they're still thinking of you.
Correct.
Number 5.
Woody Harrelson replaces Nick Colestano, coach from Cheers.
Usually he reads it. but
Oh,
it's
sorry.
okay.
Explain it. It was
Yeah.
better that way. It's too far.
Okay,
Go
Nicholas,
ahead.
because I don't even have a Sharpie today. Woody Harrelson replaces Nicholas Colasanto, coach on Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
That was a great replacement. Now, let's not take anything away from Coach. He was wonderful. He was
It's a
still
different
funny-
character. It's
funny
not the
in his
same
own right.
character.
Funny in his own right.
Yeah.
But Woody was a pleasant surprise.
I personally prefer the later years.
Me too.
So I prefer Kirstie Alley.
I prefer Kirstie Alley as
Woody
well.
Harrelson.
Shelley Long, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a different show.
But who would have thought then that the big movie star, the guy with the big movie career after Cheers, would have been him? Nobody would have pulled that one out. They would have thought Sam Malone would have
I
done
think
it.
it's a two-banger, right? Because it's like he did Indecent Proposal, which was huge.
I remember that. Do you remember Indecent Proposal?
Yeah.
Where
Robert Redford's like, I'd like to sleep with Demi Moore.
I wanna
Here's $1
bang
million
your wife.
for $1 million.
that's so stupid, the 90s.
And then wasn't she like, I don't want to sleep with him? And the husband was like, listen, bitch, I need $1 million.
Yeah, it's probably like that.
Shit. But then the better version of was Honeymoon in Vegas, where the same thing happens to
But
Nicolas
I
Cage.
really think the movie in the 90s that made him a bigger star was Natural Born Killers.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah,
And people don't remember that it's when Robert Downey Jr. wasn't doing so well, but he
was
became
brilliant in
He
this.
was that Australian reporter at the end of the
Perfect.
movie. Fucking amazing.
Also, an American that does great foreign accents. Usually,
That's not good.
that's not good.
But you know what? A lot of
Or Hugh Jackman,
British
the other
people
way.
will tell you
Yeah.
like that was a horrid accent. Like they'll be like it doesn't.
like Keanu Reeves in Dracula.
Terrible.
Awful.
Awful.
Was he even trying?
Sometimes. But weirdly enough, when Keanu Reeves, who was too much like Ted in Bill and Ted,
Right.
when he makes Bill and Ted 3 last year,
British accent.
had trouble talking as Keanu Reeves.
The guy's 57
He
now,
forgot
bro.
to do like, whoa. He was like, whoa. Like, weird.
He was still Neo.
Did you watch the third one?
No,
I watched a few minutes and I was very angry.
Yeah, I didn't want to get mad.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't
haven't
good.
seen a lot of the...
I feel like once a sequel is a 10-pluser, it's not going to be good. Like Dumb and Dumber 2, I didn't bother.
I enjoyed it. I spoke about this.
You like Dumb and Dumber 2?
There's two or three good gags in it
Okay, fair enough.
that you would agree with.
Okay. I'll
I
take your word
promise
for
you.
it.
And Jim Carrey he looked exactly the fucking same.
Another one, what's that one with Mugato and Blue Steel, the model movie.
Oh,
Ben Stiller.
didn't bother with that.
But they made
Oh,
the second part like
Zoolander.
Yeah,
Zoolander
Zoolander.
2 came like 15 years later. I was like,
Yeah.
what are you guys
Too
doing?
late. Too
I
late.
watched Zoolander 2.
No, huh?
Oh, not for you, eh?
You know what the problem was? It was Zoolander 2 was trying too much to be Zoolander. It was Zoolander because I like when they're good even on their own, right?
Right.
But Zoolander 2 is
Yeah.
a lot of winks to the first one.
Yeah, that's what happened with Wayne's
Right.
World 2 as well. It wasn't as
But Wayne's World 2 came out like 2 years later, and I did like there's parts
was
of Wayne's World 2
yeah.
that I like.
but it didn't do well.
Christopher Walken is amazing in Wales.
When
As
he's
is, I'm
dancing-
gonna take Cassandra from you.
When he's dancing with Tia Carrere and pointing at Mike Myers, watching him steal his girlfriend. Speaking of which, Woody, I'm going to steal your girlfriend. That was one
You
of
know
the
what his
greatest.
name was on the show? I think his name was it Jacques? No.
Yeah, the French guy.
Woody, I'm going to steal your girlfriend,
That was
Kelly.
one of the greatest bits on Cheers.
And then also they had a competition between him and Sam to see who could sleep with more women. And then
Yes.
Sam loses, but then he leaves with like 12 women
Yeah,
at the
he
end. He
goes,
goes,
"Oh, yeah,
I guess I
correct."
lost. Yeah.
Those shows were great because they were written by writers who read books. Marcy Carsey and all these
mean-
people. That's what John Ratzenberger, Cliff Clavin said on Opie and Anthony. He was like, shows nowadays are written by people who watched other shows.
But also
Now-
they're written by like Harvard graduates now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, exactly. Colin Jost and all that. I think to be on Weekend Update, you have to be a Harvard grad now, is that it?
Right.
Anything to make that show more unfunny.
To be honest, I have not watched Saturday Night Live since Colin
Bill
Jost
Hader, I
took
think, was the last time I
over
watched.
as the
Yeah, I didn't. Seth
that whole
Meyers.
new cast.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me anymore. And I've
Yeah.
watched SNL
We've
religiously.
aged. And you're not going to say, I'm not one of those people that says, it was better in my day. It's generational.
I don't know if
No,
it's
it's not
generational.
generational. This generation has stuff that's funny, and it's not on SNL.
Yeah, it's not on SNL.
Who was
so
our
I
age?
like Kay and Peele. I think is like one of the
Yeah,
funniest
they're
shows
great. They're
that's
great.
have come out a long time. There's that other guy that does the show on Netflix, Mr. Nonsense or Mr. It's he's got fuck. I'm terrible with names these days.
All right. So, next.
number 4.
Yeah, we forgot. Fuck, we're still talking.
Sorry.
Number 4 on
you see
top
it?
replacements, Marsha Warfield replaces Florence. Does it say Wiener?
Something
on
like that.
Night
Weiner.
Court.
Weiner, yeah. Night
On
Court.
Night
yeah.
Court.
Now, what's funny about the bailiffs on Night Court is it seemed that they died every year.
There was 2 old ladies that died, and then they were like, let's get Marsha Warfield, who is
Yeah,
a stand-up
yeah.
comic.
If for people that haven't...
Wasn't Night Court real?
No.
Night
but-
Court is a real concept, but
it-
they made a sitcom out of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really also ahead of its time. I'm not kidding. It was too fucking funny. Almost like they're so clever. The gags. I mean, at one point, literally, the Roadrunner and the Coyote were standing trial. They were so ahead of their time.
You can't have the show like that anymore.
No, and
Because the character of Dan Fielden cannot
Is-
exist anymore.
and he's
Why?
he's
He's like a womanizer, sexist. He was like he'd grab women's asses.
Yeah,
It's just a whole
I
different.
feel like we should do a new show where
I think they're trying to bring it
yeah.
back with him as a judge.
but he's got to be like.
Because Harry died. But
He died?
John Larroquette won so many Emmys that he literally told them, please stop nominating me to give other people a chance.
For Dan Fielden.
Yeah, I think he won 4 in a row.
John Larroquette is in my favorite B movie of all time, Madhouse.
Madhouse with Kirstie Alley. And
Oh,
it was
that
a
is
song.
true. That is with
And
Kirstie Alley.
Also with,
I still
it's
laugh
like the
when the
Money
cat
Pits.
pukes in the car.
But that was
Poseidon, have you ever seen Madhouse?
I'm not opposite at Pantelis. Besides, not
Oh,
here.
what am I saying?
Happens all the
Pantelis,
time.
what am I doing
But,
this?
I remember the song Madhouse. It's a madhouse. Remember?
No, but I remember the movie was okay. Let me give you it's almost like a
It's
Christmas,
guests
a
that
Christmas
come to sleep
vacation.
over but never leave. That's the
Christmas
whole, and they take
vacation.
over the house.
Oh.
And it's her sister, and then his cousin and kids, and it gets all crazy.
Yeah, it's a
And it
good
becomes a madhouse.
almost like a John Hughes movie.
80s or 90s?
It's an 80s
Oh,
movie.
80s had the best shit.
Then he made Second Sight with Bronson Pinchot from Balky Bartakamus, and it didn't like
What
work.
a
He was-
name.
he was
I
a
saw
cop,
Second Sight.
and he
He's a
was
cop and he's a psychic.
Yeah.
I remember that.
All right. So yeah, Marsha Warfield, by the way, comedian,
Stand-up comic.
stand-up comic, who was great, really, really funny. That's it. Whatever.
number
Funny
3?
show. Number 3.
Oh, triples. Number 3, Don Knotts, Norman Fell, Three's Company.
All right, now this one is debatable.
Right.
So, Three's Company, 80s, 70s, 80s show where the guy has to live with 2 girls. Oh my God, this never happened before.
Yeah.
Ooh, shocking.
And to keep the apartment, the landlord doesn't want, like, for some reason a straight guy can't live with 2 women
because he's gonna bang them all the time.
So he has to pretend he's gay
yeah.
to keep
To
the
keep-
apartment
based on the show Man About the House in Britain.
in Britain.
And let me tell you, very funny show. I still watch it. Some jokes are dated, but some are great.
I mean,
John
Isn't that
Ritter,
weird?
John
comic
Ritter
genius, comic genius.
is one of the best physical
Yes,
comedians of all
absolutely.
time.
He was slated to play Inspector Clouseau.
Oh, he would have been
That's
amazing.
why he ended up in the Blake Edwards movie Skin Deep.
Oh yeah, Skin Deep is
'cause
great.
And then you know who played Inspector Clouseau was Roberto Benigni, played his son in The Son of Pink Panther.
Oh, I
which
did
was-
not know that.
Yeah.
I never saw the Son of Pink Panther.
Neither did I. Anyway, so Don Knotts from the Andy Griffith show.
Yeah.
With fucking Ron Howard from Happy Days as the kid, and Matlock, Andy Griffith, and Don Knotts was his
the
friend-
police officer.
Yeah, which was, we forgot his name. Anyway, so while they were casting, now they wanted to give the first landlord, Mr. Roper, who used to always look at the camera and smile.
Well, it was a spin-off, The Ropers,
The
right?
Ropers, because
they
him,
moved.
he would never fuck his wife. His wife would always be like, "Come, let's make love and whatever," and he'd always be, "I have a headache," and that was the gag. And he would always. Anyway, they thought it would work because the original landlord from Britain, they had their own show and it was a success. Anyway, so now they have to bring in Mr. Furley, Don Knotts, who I think is funnier, great physical comedian, and they said we need a Don Knotts type, and then they're like, "Oh wait,
Let's get
let's
Don
get
Knotts.
Don Knotts." And that's how I think he was funnier. He was like trying to be a.
I prefer Norman fell over
Yeah.
Don Knotts simply because Don Knotts was like is a little too campy for
was
me.
cartoony.
It's a lot of
He was very cartoony.
physical like spasms and
Picture
he was the type of
Jim
guy that said
Carrey.
that he knew karate but he didn't. And he would do like these
Yeah,
karate
he wanted
motions.
to be macho.
But Norman Fell was
just
quicker,
dry humor. Yeah, yeah.
and the sarcasm
Yeah, it
was
was
out
brilliant.
of control.
Nobody had ever done that then.
Yeah. So I preferred him.
I prefer the sarcasm route.
I'm a Mr. Roper guy.
He's a Mr. Roper guy. I'm a Mr. Furley guy. Tomato, tomato. All right, next. This one we forgot, but I know you know what movie it's from.
Number 2, Robert Pattinson over Ben Affleck as the Batman.
Give this one to you, my friend.
So Robert Pattinson, I think most people are gonna kill me for this, but I think he's the best Batman right now of all time.
Better than Michael Keaton. Better than
I mean, Michael
Bale.
Keaton's a dated thing. It's
Yeah.
like he's good, but I mean, he's gonna be Batman again in the Flash movie.
Yeah.
Are you
Is it-
serious?
Yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
second.
Doing all the
Michael
fla-
Keaton is going to be Batman again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
like
did
a
not know
different
that.
world.
But it's a
type
different
of
it's like a
universe.
multiverse
Like
thing.
they did with the 3 Spider-Man.
And then so here's
Yeah,
here's the
exactly.
tricky thing. Technically, this is wrong. Because Ben Affleck is also going to be in that Flash movie as the Batman from that universe. So basically, Robert Pattinson is a Batman
On
from
his
another
own.
universe.
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
So I don't know if this counts as a replacement, but outside of Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight, this is the best Batman movie I've ever seen in my life.
I will double that, even though some people don't agree. I feel the same way.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Is it based on any comic series at all?
It's based on
Year
a
3 or something?
It's based on kind of like there's certain elements of the Long Halloween.
Yeah.
And there's certain elements of so basically DC is so rich in like they have had like 80 years of publishing that they revamp things, and the way to explain it to you is it's like this multiverse occurrences happening, and like so the stories that happened in the 40s actually happened on another planet called Earth 2 from a
Right
parallel
now.
universe.
Yeah.
And then Earth 1 is the current universe, but they had this thing in 2011 where they did the New 52 where they revamped it
All their main characters
restarted. And there was a story called Year Zero where the Riddler he basically, I believe, causes all the electricity to be, there's no power in in Gotham, which is basically what happens in this movie.
Okay.
So
It was
it has elements of
to say
that.
the least.
Patrick can back up his shit in comics, man. He's been reading them for
Yeah,
real.
yeah, no,
legit.
but
He
this
sounds
one-
like he knows what he's talking
No,
about.
no, but
right?
there was something about this movie I felt
Yeah.
the same way. Like it feels like it really feels Batman-y.
Yeah, because it's like he's working with the police. There's no like, who is this masked vigilante? There's none of that
Okay.
stuff. It's
okay,
like
how about in Batman Returns where they went that old route? That was a bit dark. I like Batman Returns.
My favorite Michael Keaton movie is Batman Returns.
Yeah, I
With the
like
penguins.
Yeah.
With the
Oswald
penguin,
Cobblepot.
the Cobblepot. I think it's
Yeah.
underrated. A
He
lot
was
of people
sexually
don't like
harassing
it.
that lady in that office. Remember?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
Christopher Walken as
Yeah, as the
Maximilian.
man,
It's a fantastic
Max
movie.
Shrek.
Max Shrek. You're right. Maximilian was the
Maximilian.
Yeah,
Hey, fat boy.
boy. Yeah. And I think like I just think it's a better movie, even though like Jack Nicholson as the Joker was also like
But he was good, Jack Nicholson. He wasn't necessarily Joker.
no. But
was a good Joker.
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Especially for the time.
For the
Jim Carrey
time.
could have been a good Joker.
so Jim Carrey's star was not as bright, and they made him the Riddler. And I don't know if you know this, but Tommy Lee Jones hated his
Yeah.
guts.
Yeah, I heard about
yeah.
this. Yeah,
He
yeah.
hated his guts.
I cannot in good conscience accept your buffoonery.
yeah,
That's what he said to him.
a little too serious there.
Yeah, he was Harvey Dent, wasn't he?
He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Harvey Dent,
yeah,
which should have
Two-Face.
been Billy D. Williams.
Correct.
Because in the original first Batman, Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent.
And Max Shrek replaced
blow-
Billy D. Williams. He was supposed to be Billy D. Williams as well.
So I'll blow your mind now. What happened is they made a comic book in DC called Batman 89.
Yeah.
Oh, I also remember that.
And in Batman 89, Billy D. Williams in the comic book becomes Two-Face.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
But also,
that's
I know
ridiculous.
that Marlon Wayans got paid to be Robin and never appeared in the movie.
No, because they ended up going
Chris
with Chris
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell, who is outside of the 90s, nothing happened. to this
well,
guy.
I think he's
seriously, huh?
doing that TV show with that's not NCIS with LL Cool J or something.
I see. I don't know that.
Whatever
I don't know
that-
if he's a
what's
TV
that
guy
TV
now.
show
I
that-
have no idea.
What's
I-
the LL Cool
He
J
was
and fucking-
he was
I thought-
huge,
yeah,
bro.
Chris
He was
O'Donnell
everywhere.
He
Chris
was everywhere and then
O'Donnell.
he just disappeared.
He was following Al Pacino around, and he followed himself into a wall.
No, but he was like I remember he did that movie with Drew Barrymore, Crazy in
Who
Love.
did he
or
piss
like,
off, huh? No,
He
but
must
no, he
have.
was very successful on that show. It's like Nash Bridges, but with LL Cool J.
I don't remember. Like
I don't
It's
remember.
still
it.
on now, man. It's After J.
NCIS.
It's one of them.
I
Something
I don't watch those
NCIS
shows.
Los Angeles or some shit. How the fuck do I know that? I don't watch TV.
No
But,
TV.
I don't know what I don't watch TV. I watch
A little tidbit. One day in French class
watched
in
Simon
grade
from-
5, they made us log in how many hours we watch TV.
Oh boy.
And Guido and I won that competition.
By a
TV was our
landslide.
So Guido logged in, I think, 52.3 hours for the week of TV, which our
Full-time.
French teacher was disgusted with.
Yeah.
And then I beat him with like 53 and a half, which I means like Guido must have like fallen asleep with the TV on.
I remember watching Johnny Carson when I was 7.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
no curfew or anything.
My mom put cable TV in my room. I was like 5 years old. That's like
watched
absolutely normal.
Yeah, late night, man.
Latchkey kids.
People forget. Well,
I was
not
a
really. My
big
mother
time
was there.
latchkey.
Yeah.
You were. People don't.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, TV was a big part of our lives. Remember the Guide? Do we still have the Guide?
No, I remember like every
TV
week
Times?
getting the TV Times and the
And
Gazette,
checking-
and then being like, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
Oh
that.
man.
Like Frank Costanza. And who's on Letterman? Who's on Jay Leno? Who's on Conan?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No
Who's
one
hosting-
can feel or understand that from like this generation now. It sounds so absurd.
waiting now in May or June while school was starting to finish, you would be watching the season finale of stuff because
Yeah.
now you knew that from the end of May till October,
There's nothing.
Everything on TV is a rerun.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they know what a rerun is,
I think they still have reruns, bro.
Yeah, it's not
but it's
reruns,
not as
but-
big a thing, man.
Well,
Like, they
then,
really
now it's
well,
like
now season
episodes of like Friends and Simpsons.
like shit. No, but I
well,
mean,
you got to think about
I mean,
it.
where you're stuck with reruns.
Do you
There's
know-
no new anything.
You know what
'cause
happened
there's no
to
on-demand.
you know what happened to Much Music, right?
What happened to Much Music?
So Much Music is now not called Much Music; it's called Much.
Okay.
And Bell
It
Media
still exists.
it still exists. So this is what happened, okay? So basically, Canada had
It's Canadian MTV, by the way.
outside of the French Quebec star system, which is an amazing star system they have in Quebec for the francophone. In English, The star system used to be like basically national
VJs.
Like everybody knew who they were. Rick Caponelli, George Staubanopoulos.
Like what's his name? Who hosted the show after fucking
So Bell
Total
Media
Request Live.
bought the channel.
Carson Daly? Sorry.
Bell Media bought the channel.
Yep.
And they realized, hey, it's cheaper to rerun episodes of King of Queens and The Simpsons and Seinfeld on this channel, as opposed to producing this original content. And a lot of people are like, yeah, YouTube killed this channel.
So it became TV land.
It's basically, you go on Much now, you can watch reruns of The Simpsons. I sometimes even watch reruns of Who's the Boss on it. And it's not even Canadian content, it's American content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Remember watching Test Pattern? Remember watching Al Music?
I just thought about this because they're making the movie, and I remember watching
They're making a Weird Al movie, right?
with Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al.
Oh, I could see that.
Terrific.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
There's a trailer out already. It looks amazing.
I just watched, this morning, the audio commentary with Weird Al Yankovic, his manager / director, producer of the movie, and Michael Richards of UHF.
UHF?
The commentary on YouTube.
UHF is a fantastic film.
Yeah, but so Weird Al would take over Much Music and
call it Al Music.
It would be very funny.
And he would do like these mock interviews that it was just like...
He's still funny. He's a national treasure. So yeah, watching late night. Number one replacement.
Conan
Number
replaces
one.
Letterman. Sorry.
Conan replaces Letterman. Oh yeah, that is a good number one.
Yeah, the late night show, which today is hosted by Seth Meyers.
I didn't even know it was still
Which is a
around.
very different show than these two shows.
That show. Seth Meyers still funny in his own right.
Right.
But that was big because I think we were. It's a Gen X. We were the the target demographic. We literally watched his whole progression.
Right.
We watched the entire progression of Hulkamania.
Oh, yeah.
We watched the entire progression. We saw the Mr. McMahon character get created. Shit,
Goddamn
we're
right you
old.
did, brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of talked about late night before we even said this one. And The Half, which is here somewhere. Forgive us. It's late. Poseidon, I'm sorry. Use more. I don't even think I wrote it here. Give me a second.
I'm curious.
We mentioned it before. Here we go. And The Half.
The half this week is Trump replaced Obama.
Is that for the alt-right fans?
That's for the all right fans.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good replacement. And the only reason why he's considered a replacement is because of how that started at the correspondence dinner where Obama made fun of him. And then he said, fuck it, I'm taking his job.
Yeah. That's basically what happened.
That may be one of the funniest comebacks ever.
Trump was so scared to even have a correspondence dinner.
Right.
Remember how funny those things were?
Correspondence dinners used to be really funny. Now
Then they became dirty.
You know why? Because everything, it's going to sound so stupid because it's politics forced political. What I mean by too political is we're at a time where I feel like a lot of people don't want you to make a joke about a political figure because they feel like you're taking a political stance when you should be allowed to make fun of anyone. Whether you voted for them or not, you should be able to make fun of them.
Back in the day, you didn't
Right,
know
but
where
people-
Johnny Carson was. You didn't know about that.
Well, but the thing is that people now live in a very black and white world.
Yeah.
And there's no shades of gray. There's no like...
We live in the gray.
First of all, there's no like even like getting along with somebody that doesn't think like you, which is insane to me. Because most of my life, there's been so many people that don't think what I think, and I'm just like, all right, bro, it's all good.
Yeah,
like
it's-
I couldn't
okay.
give a shit.
I got my own problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got my own
Exactly.
fucking problems. Like I could
Absolutely.
not care.
People need to say what team they're on. That's basically where we're at in this world.
Well, it's only on social media, and the thing is that the loudest people on social media are either extremely to the right or extremely to the left. And
Have
no
a
one in
lot
the
of free
middle,
time.
no one in the middle gives a fuck to have an argument.
Yeah.
But the majority is
In
the middle.
Yeah. That's why we live in the gray.
But
If
you're
we're in the
only
gray,
but,
That's what this
Exactly
network
it.
is. We're always in the gray.
but the problem is that you're reading only very left and very right
Extremists,
things
yeah.
because they're always like, I got my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think this started with 2000 election, Bush, Gore, red state, blue state, when they invented that?
Is that when that was invented?
Yeah.
I think-
That's when that was invented. I never heard the word red state, blue state before
I
2000.
think Republicans and Democrats have like hardcore have always been the left or the right.
Right, but I'm talking the term.
But yeah, but I guess so. But I think through social media, now we're just seeing everybody's inner thoughts or impulses to post something. This is what I think. I'm special. And you're like, bro, fuck off.
I'm with these people.
Yeah.
Like the people like, if somebody, I know the mask mandate's done, but if somebody comes to my, I don't know, store without a mask on, I won't serve him. Like these used to be thoughts in an imbecile's head that they would never act on. But now we see them, and then someone's like, well, what do you mean? I don't have to wear the mask. Why should I wear it? And then they start fucking going crazy.
It's like when a celebrity has to give their opinion on something and be like, shut up and go on.
But now it's like taboo. It's like when fucking Gal Gadot sang that song and everybody was like, fuck you, bro.
Well, look,
fuck you.
Well, look, the song
she meant well, the poor girl, and she's beautiful.
The song was embarrassing, and she acted like an imbecile, but she's not gonna get canceled for that. She's gorgeous. Leave her alone. Yeah. But that was one of the dumbest things I ever saw in my life. To her,
and what's sad is Will Ferrell. I'm like, why did you do this, Will?
So
idiots.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And it's like social media. Look, first of all, people think social media is a place for your opinions. Social media is not a place for your opinions. Social media is a place for you to post a video of a cat and a crow that are best friends. That's it. That's it, bro. Well, you're not, no one cares. Like, I want to hear your thoughts on the season 2 of The Witcher. That's it. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything else.
People taking pictures of their breakfast.
I prefer that. And even that I think is stupid. Like you're sharing a picture of you cooking an egg. I'm like, you did 100 million people did this.
Everybody, I need your prayers. Please help Alessandro win his soccer tournament. Fuck you.
That's not bad. Like, you know, that's not bad. You're cheering for your kid. I'd rather see that.
Somebody take a picture with their dead grandmother. That's awful.
Or like your dumb kid.
Like I hate people that like they post about social justice causes. Like they're just like, well, a platform, they're like, I'm helping. I posted this story, and then they go to Starbucks and have 10 frappuccinos with their friends and don't think about this social cause that they posted about.
Oh, and like, I love when somebody writes something so poignant with terrible spelling.
Yeah. That's the best.
A poetry. Only God can judge me.
I just unfollow all that until my feed is basically cats massaging dogs.
Exactly. I forgot this. I mentioned this before, and people who listen to this show a lot, I mentioned that once as a voyeur, I saw one of the greatest social media comment battles ever on Andrew Searle's wall between him and Franco.
Oh, yeah.
That was the greatest.
I love that we were talking about this. This is a long time. First of all, a little backstory to that is he was being like rude to Guido in the comments.
Let the record show we're fine. We still talk. We work together. Whatever. It's just it happened.
Personally, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in my own world.
Yeah.
And bro, like at the time, I moved to Toronto. I was out of money. I was in between jobs, and I remember like the guy was being like a piece of shit to Guido in the comments.
All Andrew did was write something about his birthday.
I was in my
Andrew needs to shut the fuck up on his goddamn birthday.
I was in my underwear and like just angry at the world, and I'm like, bro, you're done because I'm in my fucking underwear and I got nothing else to do.
Oh my god!
And I just went at him.
Oh man, it was great.
I remember there's a couple of comics from Montreal that called me that day, and they're like, "Bro, that's the best. That's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my fucking life."
Oh man, I kind of miss Facebook, but in some ways I don't.
Like,
I mean,
you're off it, period?
I still exist on it, but I really make it a point to not.
You know, like
look
Facebook
at
has become like uncool.
Well, even TikTok.
No, but like young kids think Facebook is uncool. They're all about Instagram.
Fine. Even if it's Instagram, even if it's TikTok, I just don't like to.
I love Instagram though, because
Massimo is a legend on TikTok. I suggest following him if you do. Massimo.
I don't do TikTok.
On TikTok.
I'm like Instagram. I didn't do what's that other one where you see like people's stories and they're like they disappear.
Snapchat.
I never got into it.
I think that's really like for kids, right? Or
I mean,
Snapchat was for dick pics, is what people describe.
Oh, is that okay? That's
like
a ghost. It's a ghost.
Everything disappears. Like anything you post goes away.
Yeah. And by the way, that was the other great moment at your wedding was the Massimo singing.
Unchained Melody.
Massimo singing like Jerry Lewis at the end of the telethon.
Massimo was still funny at my bachelor party because the whole time he was upset that there was no cocaine or hookers.
He's doing Get Shorty now. He's the only guy in Tampa wearing a black leather jacket.
In the middle of summer.
Massimo, one of the most criminally underrated comedians this city has ever.
Massimo also who took up skateboarding
don't sound like that,
in his
bro.
40s.
Yeah, I was about to say he took up skateboarding in his 50s.
Bro, that's not how I sound, bro.
Yeah,
That's
a very good Massimo.
Yeah, that's a good Massimo. I
That's
like
not
that.
how I sound.
Massimo, one of my favorite comedians.
I got killed by Wolverine, by the way. Who got killed by Wolverine?
Yeah, he got killed by Wolves in
He was my
Days of
roo-
Future Past, right?
He was my roommate with Dave Mirage for like 2 years.
Toronto.
And that's probably
That's a good duo.
one of the funniest households we lived in. That we used to scream at each other. It was too Mediterranean. Like everything was yelling, everything was rage, everything was like us screaming at the top of our lung. And we had a very white roommate. Was the fourth roommate.
You know what? Me and
He'd be like,
Cocomello did that shit in New York. Same thing with the white roommate.
and
we
he
were
was
all-
like,
everyone
"Guys,
else was
what's
screaming.
wrong?" And you're like, "Bro, we're just talking."
Very funny. Very funny.
Can I help? He thought you guys needed some assistance.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, Mass is a good dude. Fuck, it sucks that he's so far away.
Yeah. He
I think he's moving back to New York. Is what I spoke to him recently.
So
So
that's actually
Well,
good.
if I'm my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. No, if my calculations are correct, his other half is probably finished whatever studying she had to do to go back to New York to
Well,
get higher pay.
I believe they left
became a
because
nurse
she wanted to be
practitioner.
closer to her family while the whole shit was
While
happening.
becoming a nurse practitioner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I get it.
yeah, she fucks.
Well, that makes fucking perfect
sense.
sense.
They don't have that here. They don't have. It's not a lot of people are nurse practitioners.
Patrick,
but
tell us
you're
about this
basically
festival.
practically a doctor.
My festival?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have, with my friend Garrett Jameson, very funny stand-up comedian, we are doing the inaugural Toronto Comedy Festival, May 26th to 28th. We got 16 shows, 3 nights, 4 venues from the 26th to the 28th. We got a headliner.
Literally like now, guys. So by the time you're listening to this, watching this,
Yeah.
look it up.
Yeah.
So we got the headliner series from May 26th to 28th. We got 6 headliners, 2 headliners a night. We've got Rob Bebnick, Jared Campbell, Adrian Fish, Nick Reynoldson, and Garrett Jameson will be doing one of the headlining sets. We got Filipino comedian extraordinaire Keith Pedro doing Keith mode at Dawn on the Danforth. And then we got a kind of like a showcase series at Comedy Bar.
Comedy Bar is a great place.
So in the main space, we're calling it the Best of Toronto. We got Best of Toronto Volume 1, Volume 2. We did LGBTQ one, and we did one called Ethnically Diverse. And then in the cabaret space at Comedy Bar, we did a show called The Six, which is another best of. We did The Absurdist, which is our alt show. We did we're doing the Hogtown Filth, which is our
Filth.
which is our
It's your
dirty
nasty
show, nasty show, and then we're doing a show called New Kids on the Block, which is kind of like up and coming comedians, and
give the dates again.
so that's May 26th to 28th. You can go to TorontoComedyFestival.com to look at all this, and yeah, we're very excited. Our Instagram is TCF416.
That's literally today as this episode comes out.
It's the first day of the festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. Go support.
If you're in Toronto, come out. It's going to be a good time. And, basically we did this. It's a labor of love. And we didn't do this to compete with any festival.
No, you just wanted to do it.
We did it simply because it's like, for most people that don't know this, comedians have had a really hard time in the last 2 years. Money-wise, performance-wise. It's like, for me, performing on stage is something, it's cathartic. I need it.
Big word.
Yeah, and I need it. There's a release that happens for me that
Endorphin.
actually centers me.
Yeah.
And when I don't have that, I tend to get anxious and crazy, and I don't feel well.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah, and this is a celebration of things coming back to normal with some of the funniest comedians in Canada, because at the end of the day, even though it's a Toronto Comedy Festival, most of the comedians that are there are not from Toronto. We just moved there because there's so much going on.
Yeah,
I'm from Montreal.
yeah.
My partner Garrett is from Winnipeg. And it's just a good celebration. And shout out to our sponsors, Henderson Beer, Woodhouse Brewery,
Woodhouse.
When the Pig Came Home, Great Lakes Brewery, and Norma's Patties. Thank you so much.
What was that? What was that?
So if you're in Toronto, remember to get your ticket. What's the website?
TorontoComedyFestival.com.
Get your tickets, go to the shows, and find Patrick, grab him, and let him know that the intellectuals sent you.
Thank you so much.
Hakeemness?
On Instagram, I'm at Hakeemness, which is my last name, and then NESS.
Amazing. Wow. This has been exciting. There's so many things I can still talk about, but Jesus, we're tired, aren't we?
I mean,
are
if
we
you wanna keep talking,
are we
you can-
done?
you can
How
talk.
was your show?
What show?
Didn't you have a show? You recorded you had an awesome show en français I couldn't make.
Oh, in Quebec City, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just my hour in French. It wasn't
Well, it's still a fucking achievement.
It's
man.
a
You're
milestone
fucking
moment,
beautiful.
as
Yeah,
they
we
say.
sold out. We oversold, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a fun night. There was one fuck up. 40 minutes into my set, the bartender, someone asked him, I think Poseidon asked the owner, hey, can we put downstairs in the bar, can you lower the bass? Because whenever Pantelis does a silent moment, you hear too much of the bass. And the manager's
Runs downstairs.
huge, nice guy, yeah. So he runs downstairs to take care of that. And the bartender, because it's all digital now, they have like this state-of-the-art thing. He decided to grab a laptop that he's never used before. And he said audibly, because Emil and Poseidon heard him, I got this. He pushed something
took
that
it upon
sent
himself.
a feed, like it was.
Oh,
I was
wow, that
talking,
sucks, bro.
And then all you hear is music blaring for 2 seconds, and then everything cuts. The mic stopped working.
How bad did that guy feel?
So I looked at everyone and was like, what the fuck? So I start laughing. Then I just start saying, does anybody mind? I'm just going to acapella because I'm loud enough.
And
so
they
I
heard
just
you.
started doing it for 10 minutes. I was doing it because within the 10 minutes they were trying to fix stuff. But I kept making fun of it because at one point Poseidon comes and he's checking my mic on off. I go, it's clearly not the mic. I go, you guys heard fucking music. Does the guy back there think I was the one playing the fucking music? Are you guys retarded? So this whole thing happened. I made jokes about it. And then I ended up giving about an hour 10 of material, like an hour 10.
Nice.
So they got their money's worth.
Fuck.
And it ended up being fun. Everybody sent me messages that they liked it, people at the show. So in the end, it was a big success.
That's great.
And only if you have a lot of experience can you handle a situation like that.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. If you had given me that same obstacle 4 or 5 years ago,
Oh, man.
holy shit, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
But I just didn't care. Can you hear me? And then I had the mic the whole time, so when it comes on, we'll know right away.
Yeah.
And it was just fun. You just relax. I just stayed calm, and it was everyone was having a great time.
bro, that's at that time,
That's
it's
another
not
thing.
you.
Yeah.
People are so happy to be out again.
Yeah, it was a good time. But look, Guido,
Yeah.
they're going to come over to Sapri di Napoli.
Yeah,
when you're
almost there,
open
guys.
again.
Almost there. I got an old timer coming in. I'm gonna handcuff this guy to the restaurant.
We have messages that keep coming in
I know,
about
I know.
your restaurant.
Yeah, almost there, guys. Almost
We're gonna
there.
announce.
Almost there.
Follow Guido. Follow Patrick. And again, if you're in Toronto, this would be a great time for you guys to see some comedy in Toronto. The Toronto Comedy Festival. Links are in the description to make it easier for you guys. Links for Patrick are also in the description to make it easier for you guys. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Thank you for checking out the intellectuals.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys.